Friday, 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 Friday. Happy Friday to you, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's roll the open. How about it? In three, two, one. Here we go. Let's have a little Friday conversation. Greetings and welcome to the show. Hope you guys are having good. Welcome to Virtual Happy Hour. I'm going to put that up on the screen there. Slow today. I'm not. Internet was working fine, and all of a sudden slowing down a little bit. Glad you're along. It's mom out there. She's making her way to another Friday Night Lights, Indiana style. I'm trying to say it with a straight face. Yeah. I got a kick out of my brother today, Uncle Bobby, Sam Vaughn, a message today, and he was one of those. We've all done this, right? Have we all done this where you've messaged someone and it was like a group message, and I've done this a couple times. I was trying to. I saw mom pop up on the screen there, and I'm going to bring her on in just a moment. But we've all done this, and I think we've all done this, right? Where you've got to you see the first name of your text. Let's say it's Tom, and you've got Steve and Mary and whoever, and the first name's Tom. You're thinking that's the person you don't realize there are 4 or 5 names in that group text. So my brother did a group text today, and he was talking about a restaurant that had a pop up somewhere in up in Indiana somewhere, and he was funny. His response was, "Well, it's something about the place being sort of a so-so or average at best barbecue." And I got a kick out of my brother, and I responded back that it's one of those things I crave is Indiana barbecue. It's kind of like craving Texas lobster. It's a very similar type thing. But on our way to the game tonight, where are you going, Mom? Hello. Let me try to put this. I don't really hear you. Well, yeah, I should be able to be fine. I don't hear you, but you're going. I got you on the screen. So you're heading somewhere. Are you going to? Okay, thumbs up if you're going to. It's so terrible. And again, I'm looking at my screen, me, and I'm like frame by frame, got nothing, can't be heard. Oh. Well, I'm going to try one more thing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to shut her down. We're going to shut her down, folks. What? Oh, I'm back on? Okay. Again, we're 8 miles or less from the AT&T headquarters in downtown Dallas, and our internet is like it's 8,000 miles in outer space, 8 light years away. You get better internet on the Mars rover than you do in our house 8 miles from AT&T. God, it's unbelievable. This is not BeLive's problem. This is our internet. That's how bad it is. And I'm watching the meter right now, so I can tell you it's our meter on the internet. Actually, BeLive's got a really cool little meter I can double check, and I can go down here and like anybody can on their computer. It's hard to do a show that engage people for content when the show's garbage. When you have internet like this, when most people have internet that works. Again, you thought we were the Mars rover. Okay. Back to what we're talking about. What was I saying? Just bad. It's bad. Will internet be better in Alice Springs is the question. Something tells me yes. Alice Springs, my wife is referring to, is a community of about 30,000 maybe. And it's in the, okay. If you ever seen Australia, the country of Australia, it's like this big island, which everybody thinks, oh, well, from Sydney to Perth, it's got to be 5 minutes, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times somebody said, oh, you go to Australia, do you know so-and-so? Well, there are 30 some odd million people that live there. And from Perth to Sydney, it's about a 4.5-hour flight. It's like equivalent from San Diego to Miami, or San Diego to Washington, D.C. I mean, it's not like it's next door, but okay. But Alice Springs, let me see if I can pull that up. I had that up a while ago. Let's see here. I had this pulled up a while ago. Let me show you guys where Alice Springs is so you can get this on the screen. My wife did not know where Alice Springs was, and I showed her where Alice Springs was. And so when I show you on the map where it is, I hope that it gets internet there, because we may be doing business there at some point in the near future. Let me they have a Domino's there in Alice Springs, honey. That's good news. Let me go backwards here. It's the gateway to Uluru, which is the famous. In Australia, you've got really the landmarks. Okay, let's just say in America, what do tourists think about when they go to America? Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, Arch of St. Louis. I don't know, Mount Rushmore. Those are kind of things you think of, right? Pretty much, right? When you think of, if you were a tourist and you were coming to the States, well, in Australia, what do you think of? Well, you think of the Sydney Opera House, perhaps Sydney Harbour Bridge, the bridge right behind it. And then Uluru would be the third thing you would think of. And Uluru is the big rock in the middle of the red center of the country. And let me pull pull this up here so you can get an idea where it is. There we go. This is Australia. Let me screen share this one for you guys. This is Australia. Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge would be one. That'd be one. There's probably a few, because we have a lot more people live here, and we also make use of our country. I shouldn't say it that way. 80% of the people in Australia live within 20 miles of the coast. And we're in America. We've got, the fourth largest metropolitan market is in the middle of Texas, North Texas. So here is Alice Springs for you. This is what it looks like on the map, where it is, so you get an idea. And we can show you where the internet will hopefully be better there. Here it is. Let me put this up on the screen. There we go. Let me solo it there. This is Alice Springs, the middle of the country. There it is, folks. That's Alice Springs. Yes, the internet will be better there than it'll be here 8 miles away from AT&T. And the reason why Alice Springs internet should be fairly good now, there, the left corner, the cursor is kind of going over it here. is you can see Perth in the left corner. If I can actually make this a little larger, let's do that. Let's do it a little larger for you guys. And there you go. This is a little larger screen, and you can see right there is Perth. You can see the cursor there, and then you got that red dot being Alice Springs. That's just basically the middle of the country. What you don't see is how far it is to Sydney from all that, which is, well, there's Adelaide and there's Melbourne, there's Sydney. They're on the far corners, right there and right there. So yeah, it's definitely Alice Springs is definitely someplace you got to know you're going to get there. Put it that way. It's a lot like going to. I don't know what to compare it to, but I would say it's a lot like going to maybe to Carlsbad, Mexico. I don't know. You got to know where you're. No, that's a bad example. I don't know. There's got to be some place out there. You got to know Lubbock. You got to know where you're going. I hear noise. Hello and welcome to the show. What is your name? Oh, this is my wife. I thought you were somebody else. What are you doing?
Why? Who else are you expecting?
I'm just kidding you. Just messing with you.
Oh.
What's going on?
Well, you can guess because I've got Sir Barks a lot on my side.
Can you believe the internet's just wonky as it is? Is it terrible or what?
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I'm glad this is a free show that there's no sponsors. Well,
you know, the thing that's frustrating is that I literally had to get off Wi-Fi. I thought that maybe it was just Wi-Fi, but it's not. I mean, like, I got off Wi-Fi and you were still sort of grainy and like hard to follow. And now that I'm out of the house, it's fine, but it's just ridiculous.
It's frustrating. Now, the show I did last night was pretty good because I used the hardwire.
You want to say hi? Look at Mama.
Hello, bud. What's up, man? What are you doing?
Hey, Max. What are you doing? Come on.
He's too busy looking around at the neighbors. And what a mess. That guy's a mess.
Dog walk cam.
Sir barks a lot. Sir poops a lot. Oh, there's the famous hydrant for the neighborhood.
Yeah, this is very cliche, right? The dog peeing on the hydrant. I don't know. Maybe he won't. I don't know. He gave it a pat.
Yeah, I don't know why we have the issues we have with our internet. It's almost comical now. I didn't have them. Did you think I had them last night or not?
No, you didn't. But you were tied in on the Ethernet thing.
Yeah. So, and actually, when I think I told this story to my mom on Wednesday, on the show on Wednesday, the guys I remember Wednesday morning, I had to get a Zoom call together, and the guys were like, "Man, it looks great. The audio's great. Everything looks great." Like, I'm thinking, well, that's odd because usually it's not the case, but it kind of like comes and goes, doesn't it?
Look at this. We've got a dilemma.
Well, I'm not sure the dilemma is.
His little foot is stuck in the. There, now you can walk. His leash got caught.
I'm seeing a delay here.
His leash got caught.
Oh, okay. Well, getting a delay there and all that. So interesting.
You're getting a delay on your end. I'm not getting a delay on my end.
Well, I'm hearing you, but I'm not. But you're like delayed for the video and all that. It's just frustrating. Frustrating. We spent 15. Okay, we went on 10 minutes late, but I spent 15 minutes trying to get the show down the navigational highway here of the internet, and then the show, by the time we get to this point, no one's watching anymore. No, what people don't understand is no one wants to watch. Okay, first off, your content's got to be engaging. Well, those questions right now are this content's not very engaging. So that's strike one. Strike two, giving folks wonky internet audio. Well, okay, but I'm just saying, but audio and video issues, people are going to be OUT out.
No,
and so, I mean, that's strike 2 and 3 before we even get to the content of the show. So anyway, it's bizarre.
Let's call it a day and go get a drink.
I can't drink. I'm a fat person. So.
Well, you could.
But yes, the internet will be better. The reason the internet will be better in Alice Springs, to answer your question, is because the United States government actually has a research facility. I'm quoting here, research facility which basically is a listening station that listens to
on in Asia.
Well, for lack of a better word, I don't want to say it too loud. They might get mad at me and censor me.
I doubt it.
But
you're
China
not posting
is
anything.
what they're
You're not
listening
posting
to.
anything pro-Trump. I think you're good.
Yeah, well, that they're listening to China. It's also, or the NASA had a place there too that would help in the space shuttle program as well. And there's also a group of United States. There's about 4,000 U.S. citizens who live in Alice Springs, and there's a couple of. There's actually
what do they do? Do they work
quote
for
unquote
NASA?
old. Well, there's a list. There's a couple of. It's all government stuff. Very, I don't want to say clandestine, but it's very, it's definitely for our security. Put it to you that way. So,
Got it.
but yes, America. It's called gosh. Oh, there's a name for it. Gap Hill, maybe, or Hill Gap. Hill Gap, I believe it's called, is one of the places. And then the Northern Territory is also home to the United States Navy, Navy's, or the United States Marines and U.S. Navy have teams there, or actually have a base there.
Have teams
Part of the fleet. Part of the Pacific Fleet is there. Is what I'm saying. Is in Darwin. So we've got all kinds of footprints in that part of the country. And anyway, so it's not uncommon to be. And Darwin or Alice Springs will celebrate 4th of July and things of that nature. Where the only way to celebrate 4th of July in Australia is to know someone at the consulate or at the embassy. But not a problem. The cat's calling for you, by the way, too. She's whinging, but
she's caught down there.
Beautiful day though.
She wants to eat. It's a little chilly for me. Or maybe I just need a warmer shirt.
Beautiful day. No, maybe so. Beautiful day, by the way.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's super pretty.
Yeah. Well, your voice and the video aren't matching up, so
that's
what's kind of crazy.
Aren't.
They're not. Like right now, you're not saying anything, and now you're saying something with no words, with no audio. Over.
I'm just moving my mouth.
It's very old school. What were those movies that used to have on Channel 11? The old kung fu movies.
The kung fu.
That one.
The kung fu.
Where the English dub would not match the video.
Yeah, the old kung fu movies. That was how they were. No, the funny thing
about
the kung fu movies, my friend Brian, who used to do the subtitles for a whole bunch of Japanese anime for Funimation in Carrollton, that was his job. He did all the subtitles. And so he took some film. I don't know if it was Korean or Chinese or Japanese. I'm not sure. I can't remember who made the film, but he took it and he put his own subtitles in as if he were telling the story. And it was he made it up because he didn't know what they were saying because he doesn't speak whatever language it was in. And it was the funniest. I mean, the funniest thing ever. Oh, hold on. He poops.
Oh, I lost you there.
There he goes. Oh, you missed
we
Max
lost
poop.
you. We lost. Now we got. Well, there we go. Now we got it. Well, we got you for a moment, and then we got you. You look like you're on the Mars. You look like you're now on the Mars rover.
I look like I'm on the Mars rover.
Well, now it's all pixelated, and again, this is not Beeline. This is because the internet is just acting wonky. I mean, it's really ridiculous. I should probably tether on Monday, and that way we'll just go into the problems I had. But yeah, so don't know what's going on there. Now I lost everybody. Now I'm back.
Okay, can you see me?
Well, you're still there. Now you're back. So yeah, I can see you now.
Okay, well, I say we go eat dinner.
All right. See you later. Love you. Okay. All right. Bye. There we go. Lovely wife, a WD-40 cam right there. I don't know exactly what's going on with the wonky internet, but anyway, glad you guys are along. What is going on a Friday? I was told you this on Wednesday that I was going to play this for you. I was very, very ecstatic that this happened. Let me see if I can get it on the screen, though, first off. A mate of ours, or a guy that I've met in Australia who plays for the Rays. Let me see if, can I get the, it's so slow. Oh my gosh, it's so slow. Oh, my goodness. Hold on just a second. All right, I'm going to play this for you guys. This is actually Mike Brosseau plays for the Rays, and oh my gosh, this video is so, the internet's just too bad. I can't even play it. I can't even play this video. Let me try it again, because I've got it set up where I can play this for you guys. And this is really cool. The storyline behind this is a gentleman named Daniel Kim. He covers for ESPN. He covers the Korean Baseball League, and he also a big major league guy. And I don't know him personally at all. I don't know. We get our wine. Yes, no doubt about it. Yeah. The wife will be right there with you, by the way. She'll be right there with you, Christy, by the way. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well down south there. Okay, I'm gonna try it again, because it's kind of cool. This was a total accident for me. Sunday, I'm sitting there watching Sunday football where the Cowboys come on, and at church, and I was kind of scrolling through Twitter, and this guy Daniel Kim, Mike Brosseau had a big home run against the Yankees last Thursday, and he had several big home runs in the ABL, the Australian Baseball League, for the Perth Heat, and I got to know him there. He's from Northwest Indiana, went to Andrean High School, a private Catholic school there outside of Chicago on the south side, on the Indiana side. Great guy, great family, a lot of mutual connections, and then, of course, part of the Perth Heat family. And I did not know this was even out there. I didn't even know this was something this guy put together, this little video montage. And you're going to hear a voice I believe you recognize in part of this montage. If I can actually get this on the screen for us here. Let me screen share this. And on you guys, because this is something I mentioned on Wednesday I want to play for y'all. And it's a little shameless self-promotion here, okay? This is actually came off my Twitter, but this is a little shameless self-promotion. And let me put this in the screen here and bring this down. And give me just a moment to bring this down, and I'm going to bring this on the full screen so you guys get the full screen effect. This is a cool little tweet that this guy did, and I got to tell you, it's pretty cool. Let me get this on the screen.
3-2, Brosseau, aesthetic.
Hold on just a second. Let me.
3-2.
Oh my gosh. Internet, you're terrible. You're terrible, internet. All right, let's try it here. Here we go.
Lefty. 3-2, Brosseau, aesthetic. Out toward left. Chapman, no regular lefty. 3-2, Brosseau sends one into left field. Going to contact, and it is out back door. And the Rays have a top or two here in the sixth inning. Out toward left, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, see you later. A two-run home run and 5-4. Oh man, line shot home run and Mike Brosseau says see you later.
Fair to say he middled that one. He went up looking for a pitch early in the count. Third time through the lineup.
Lefty. 3-2. Brosseau aesthetic. Out toward left. Chapman, no regular lefty. 3-2. Brosseau sends one into left field. Going to contact, and it is out back door.
You guys got the idea, right? You got the idea, but I want to play that again. The video quality is not as good as it. Well, it doesn't look terrible on this Twitter. But Shane, good to see you. Shane Tonkin, speaking of Australia, and also that voice you heard. That was the broadcast crew. That game was a doubleheader that was done 3 years ago. But Paul Morgan was on the call with me along with Simon Isons. But the other voice you heard is a dear friend of ours, Jason Hewitt, who's a really good mate of ours over in Australia, loves the game and a very big part of the game over there. But yeah, I don't know if I don't know how and if you guys can see that, because the video is kind of pixelated, and it's more because of the internet. Let me see if I can do one more thing and maybe get a better look at it. Maybe on Monday I can work with that on Monday, give you guys a better view of that. But that was kind of cool. The story about the whole thing was, again, I'm sitting on the couch on a Sunday waiting for the Cowboys to come on and kind of doing my Twitter search and making sure I'm watching to make sure my fantasy teams are doing well, all that, and it's early afternoon. Church was over at noon. We're kind of kicking it, and I see Daniel Kim put this video up, and I follow Daniel Kim. I don't know Daniel Kim, but I know who he is. He's done some ESPN stuff for the KBO. He has got the Perth Heat video and the call with myself, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool, because I'm like on a big league. You got the big league guys calling the home run. You got me calling the home run in Australia, and it was really a cool moment. I had no idea. It was a really cool wow moment. I don't get a lot of wow moments. When you're in the minor leagues, you kind of toil and honestly, you don't do what you do. You don't do what I do for the big league bucks. You do it because you love it for the love of the game. And I love the game. And then Shane, double thumbs up to you, mate. And you don't always get that kind of pub, and to get that kind of pub's kind of cool. You got to really publicize your brand, whether it be the T-Bones or the Heat or whoever. You got to tell your own story, which is great now. You couldn't do that 20 years ago. Now you can. But to see somebody pick that up from a couple years ago and dig that up and put that up, I thought was really cool. And to have me call a home run on a same video call with big league guys who I respect a lot, and it gives me a little say, hey, maybe I can do it. Maybe I'm not so spare after all. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. But anyway, it took me a moment because I couldn't figure out the original Shane. And Shane, you might like this part of the story. I knew it wasn't Paul because I know Paul's voice like that. I usually know Simon's because Simon, he's Australian, was born in the UK. He has more of a Canadian accent. He's not really English. He's not really Australian sounding. It sounds more Canadian. And I knew it was Australian, and I thought it was Jason, but I couldn't tell because the music was a little over it, and I had a hard time telling. So I had to actually go back in a couple of times, and I kept making sure it was Jason because I wanted to tweet out it was Jason's voice you're hearing too, and it turned out it was. So really cool stuff. But to do that was really one of those things that I really was just, again, I had no prior knowledge it was happening. I didn't know it was happening, nothing like that. It just was there, boom, and I could have missed it. I'm sure I would have seen it during the week at some point. I'm sure someone would have seen it and go, oh, that's pretty cool. Look at Vaughn, or hey, that's cool. It's Mike Rousseau, and Mike's a mate of ours, and we would have been happy to see it. But the fact that I kind of saw it by accident was kind of a nice, pleasant surprise on a Sunday. But hope you guys are doing well today. Don't have a lot. Yeah, and that's the thing. I was pretty well initially, Shane. I was sure it was Jason for sure, but I couldn't tell because the way the music was edited over it. I wanted to make sure, and so I had to go back in, and I pulled, and I was like, "That's Jason." I kept telling my wife, "That's Jason. I know that's Jason. It's got to be because it wasn't Paul, and I knew it wasn't. It's got to be." I'm thinking back. At first, I couldn't tell because the music was right over the audio track, but when I listened to it the second time, and where the music fades down, I could tell it was Jason. And I was like, yeah, there's no doubt that's Jason, but I want to make sure that we got that out there. But good to see you, Noah. Good to see you out there, buddy. Congratulations to Noah. You talked someone into being your bride. I'm very happy for you, young man. I'm very proud of you. You're growing up before our eyes up there, pal. And very congratulations. I know I congratulated you online, but congratulations on getting engaged. It's always good when you convince a young lady to marry you, and I'm in your boat. I totally get it. I punched way above my weight. I think Tonks would agree with me that we all probably punch above our weight. And you're doing what most good broadcasters who have faced for radio do. You punch above your weight, and good on you, mate. Good on you, bud. Good to see you. But good to let you out there. By the way, It took some convincing. It took some convincing, did it? It always does. It always does take some convincing. I don't know if I've told this story, but when I asked Gay Marie to marry me, of course, granted, I've known. You agree with me, Tox, don't you? I've known my wife since 7th grade. But even though I've known her since 7th grade, I still had to go to her mom and dad and ask the hand and all that. And of course, we have a blended family, so I had to ask the girls, and they were all for it. But I had to go, and I thought I knew my in-laws, and I do know them well. But I was 3.5, almost 4 hours of one-on-one time with them, and it's not something that as a grown man I was expecting. But hey, I talked them into it too. So you get that going, you get it going. So always big to me. Nolan, I always tell my wife this: you want to be that guy. You want to be like us. You want to be those guys that punch above their weight. You don't want to be the guy that underachieves that department, right? You want to be the overachiever. It's like an athlete. You want to be the guy that exceeds it. He gets to his potential and then some. You want to be that guy. That's who we are. So I appreciate it. But yes, everyone was on my team. Although, as I said, my wife, this was Thanksgiving a few years ago, and the youngest was texting me because she was like, "Are you okay?" Like as if her grandparents had captured me or torture chambered me or waterboarded me or something. And then my wife kept texting, but I'm talking to I'm on one side of the living room, just like you would as a young man. I'm in the couch, one side of the living room. My in-laws or future in-laws were across the room in their chairs facing me and holding court. And I had the phone sitting on the coffee table but in front of me, but I couldn't be very well doing this, Hold on. Let me wait for your question. Let me text these people back. Nothing will say that you're not worthy. You know this. If you're a parent, I mean, Shane probably knows this. Nothing will set off the alarm bells with a kid doing this or whatever. Well, somebody asking you a hand and you're doing this. So my youngest and then my wife were both texting me like, "Well, what's going on?" And I couldn't respond. So they're probably like they were like, "What in the world's going on?" So finally, my wife, they might have tortured me. No red wine in that house. It's all no red wine to stain the carpet. So I had to drink either beer or red wine, beer or white wine, right? But nothing red to get that carpet dirty. But yes. But eventually, I think my wife just kind of gave up and figured we're going to show up. And so right at the 4-hour mark, and of course it was getting close to dinner time too. So I think I started around 2:30 our time here, and about 6:30 they roll in, and she and Caroline roll by and just basically walk in, and they broke the happy conversation, which was a good conversation, by the way. I recommend having to go through that highly. I think every man should. But yeah, white sofa. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's the white sofa. You can't stain the white sofa, white carpet, whatever it is at the house. I mean, whatever it is, there's no red wine being consumed at your parents' house, babe. Never. But Nolan, good to see you. Good to see you guys out there on a Friday. Got a busy week next week. I'm actually going to be thrust back into the teaching mode for 5 days. I got 5 days of teaching next week. Well, let me rephrase that. 5 days of me impersonating a teacher. I'm not actually teaching. I'm impersonating because real teachers actually teach. I'm going to be just keeping the seat warm. But no cranberry for your vodka either. That's true. Yes, it's not going to happen there either. But yes, 5 days of that next week, and then 2 more days the next week. So I got a pretty good stretch coming up, which is great. Probably the busiest stretch of substitute teaching I've had in a while. Probably since maybe last spring, where seemed like I was called all the time. But gonna need it for that quarantine in Australia, Shane. So I'm gonna need it. Let's see here. Yes, Professor Vaughn has a ring to it. Yes. I'm not sure what professoring I'm doing. Well, I did I do teach the likes of you, Nolan, and your contemporaries in Kansas City. So I guess there is that. I guess maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get me like a fancy robe and look real smart and pull it off. That is teaching. That is teaching. But my idea, and you know this too. My idea of teaching is I think teaching the older crowd is much more my thing. It's like when they call me to sub, they always, hey, it's 7th grade. That's okay, right? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. That's about as low as I'll go. I don't want to go any lower because I just don't want to do it. But I got high school next week, so it's all good. But do enjoy the college kids. Do enjoy having them on the staff. Yeah, that's my wife. She's going to be a professor, be a doctor shortly when she gets the SMU stuff done in about a year or so. But you should still. This is kind of there we go. But as we always say in our family, still call your local medical doctor. Don't call my wife unless you want to know something about Shakespeare. Then you'll probably be okay. But that's right. That's my wife. She'll be a doctor. And she'll have all kinds of cool robe stuff for her graduations at St. Mark's and all that. Because when they do the high school graduation, she gets to wear all kinds of cool regalia. Let's call it, right? Regalia is the word for it. So all good. Oops. Crazy this weekend. It's a really weird football weekend in our house because, I don't know if Lord Vaughn, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Does that have a good ring to it, mate? I don't know. Okay, if you insist. If you insist. My wife's going to something snarky, I'm sure. No Shakespeare. Call you need to know what you're doing is ethical. Okay, ethical. Okay. See, I don't even know it. I just know there are a lot of ethical books. She gets these book orders from Amazon about ethics constantly, and I'll get a notification. It's a family account. Oh, your order is shipped from Amazon. I'm like, great. What did I order? Wait, I didn't order anything. And it's usually some really fancy book that my wife's got on ethics. So yes, that's true. No Big 12 this weekend except the marquee game in the Big 12 this weekend is KU and West Virginia. There's nobody else playing. Okie State and Baylor got covered out. Georgia and Alabama, it's a big one. NFL weekend, Cowboys play on Monday. The Andy Dalton Express will commence on Monday with the loss of Dak Prescott. Sunday's big game, Brownies at Pittsburgh. That's a big one. It's a big game. Also, I'm trying to think whether Bills and Chiefs are playing. Are they on Monday now? The early game on Monday? I'm getting a little confused. There may be a third game moved to Monday, but right now 2 on Monday. We had a Tuesday night game this week, so we got it all. Penn State next weekend. Yes, we don't have to go to Big Ten. Leather helmets and 3 yards in a cloud of dust begins next weekend, and it's basically the Ohio State christening, what we're the crowning of the Ohio State Buckeyes, which was ridiculous. But I will tell my wife this. I've not told her this. There is a pretty good chance Penn State could find themselves very much in this playoff mix, especially the Big 12's loss of the mess that it's been this year could very well be Penn State's game. Because the Okie State's only played, one game, 2 games, 1 game? Very possible. And I raise your hand if you think Iowa State and K-State will run the table. There's at least 1, if not 2 more losses mixed in with those 2 teams. So you're looking at that. Chiefs, 4 p.m. Monday. Yeah, it's a doubleheader. And I love this, Nolan. I love the first weekend of the season. The dog goes nuts. I love the first Monday night of the season because you get that early game at 6. And you get the West Coast game usually. It was what it's been the last couple of years. But this last week we had 2 Monday night games and a Tuesday night game again this week. I know it's COVID related, but I think, if you're the NFL, you're gonna like what you have this week. You got the Chiefs, who are the popular flavor right now. The Bills have got a pretty good following, throughout the Eastern Seaboard, especially a lot of folks even in Canada, a big following in Canada. And then you've got the Cowboys, always a big following. And then you got, of course, they play the Cardinals. That's a pretty good little NFL matchup on Monday night of Cowboys and Chiefs being on the separate games. Ratings, that's a ratings bonanza. As a matter of fact, CBS Titans and Bills, a random game as it might have been on Tuesday. CBS blew off all their normal programming on Tuesday night for the NFL. That's how big of a ratings footprint the NFL has over everything else on US TV. So, yeah, it's 4 p.m. Monday. Let's see, what is this here? Bills are big. Yes, they do. We went to a bar in Belize. It was a huge Bills bar. They had Buffalo Bills stuff all over the place, right there next to there at San Pedro on the island of Ambergris Caye. There's Key Calker, Ambergris Caye. Those are the two bigger. Ambergris or San Pedro is the town, but that island is the biggest of the smaller islands around there. Key Calker, a little smaller, located about 3 or 4 miles away. But the town of San Pedro, this little airstrip, and literally what it is an airstrip. It's little twin-engine planes that fly in and out from Belize City. You can sit right there at the sports bar and look out at the airport, the tarmac, and the little planes coming and going, and this Buffalo Bills sports bar. And I can't remember the name of that place. Yes, what is the name of that place? I wish I could remember. I need to dig up in my notes and my photos because yes, it was a Cubs bar. The owners of this bar, one guy was from Buffalo, one guy was from Chicago. So the Buffalo guy, huge Bills guy. So all this Bills stuff on the wall, Bills posters, Bills pennants, jerseys, Bills TV here. And then you had the Cubs fandom. The other guy was a Cubs fan from Chicago. He had all kinds of Cubs stuff. They had some other U.S. sports stuff, but a really cool sports bar. And the entire sports bar was outside. Had a big, huge awning. And on one side was the bar. And there was like another side that was kind of the dining area in the middle. And there was open air, covered by a roof, open air. And one side was this area where the runway, or not the runway, with the tarmac, where the planes were coming and going. Other side was a little road that the golf carts are on. And there was this sports bar plumb down in the middle. We had really nice winds. Varsity something. Was that what it's called? Oh, gosh. I'm going to drive me crazy. What is a sports bar, San Pedro? Let me look at this up. It'll drive me crazy thinking the name of this place. Sports bar, San Pedro, Belize. Let me see what comes up. AJ's. No, it wasn't AJ's, was it? Was it AJ's? No, AJ's. Lola's, no. Oh, gosh. No, I'm looking at all the sports bars here in Belize. Anyway, I'm killing time. I'm just wasting your time. I don't want to quit screen sharing too. Let's stop sharing. That will help. Let's see here. Was it Crocs? We went to Crocs. I wasn't Varsity either. It was Carlos and Ernie's Runway Bar. That was it. Carlos and Ernie's Runway Bar was it. That was the name of the place. Because it was located right by the runway, or right by literally you would look out the window of this place, and you could sit there and have a beer and your wings or whatever, and sitting on the rail of this patio, and you're looking out the window or this open air, and there was these little twin engine commuter planes that were being unloaded and loaded from passengers coming and going from Belize City to there in San Pedro. And there's two airlines, Tropic Air and Belize Air, I believe, that go back and forth about every hour to Belize City. And they other places in Belize as well, and up to Mexico and the Mayan ruins and all that. But anyway, it was really pretty cool. But you're sitting right there, and you could jump over the rail there and be on the wing of the plane. That's how close it was. But yeah, let's go tonight. Sounds like me being a Cowboys. Yes. Yeah, it's exactly like that, Nolan. You're exactly right. Exactly, that's what that guy was like. Yeah, we'll go there tonight. We want a patio. There'll be a good, safe patio. Belize is open again, but although you got to download the app, we'll have to talk about that. Maybe that's a Thanksgiving trip for us. We'll go there tonight. But yeah, really cool patio. But anyway, it's funny you should say that. When I was in Jacksonville back in the day,
each part of Jacksonville, each neighborhood sports bar, there were a lot of them. We didn't have sports bars in Dallas-Fort Worth. We had them, but they were more smoky places. They were really bars, dive bars. I think of places like the Point After, those kind of the place called the Point After, the Greenville Point. There weren't a lot. The sports bar was usually what it was. It was a bar that had sports on. There was no food. In Florida, because most people in Florida, even in Jacksonville, a lot of folks weren't from there. So there were a lot of sports bars. There were in every corner in Jacksonville back in the day, and still to this day. And this is all throughout Florida. Each one had its own place to go. And now you've got sports bars all over every city now, but there was a Buffalo Bills bar. There was a Dallas Cowboys bar. There was there was a place you would go. And it's like that now. You can go to New York City and there's a Texas Tech KU place to go or whatever. There's places for all those groups to go. You'll see outside these bars in New York, these flags, these schools, like, wait, there's an Oklahoma flag. Well, it's the OU bar, whatever. So you got that, but that was not common back in the day in Dallas, but it was in Florida. And so you had one of the biggest ones was the Buffalo Bills bar. And it wasn't called that. It was called, it was in Arlington, but I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, huge bar. And they actually sponsored our softball league. We'd go there, and there was always a big bunch of Buffalo Bills fans there. It was always their big place to go. And every bar had a friendly place to go. So all good. All the good folks are, right? Yeah, okay. All righty. That's about all I got today, really. I don't have anything else. I was kind of just going to try to fight through it with the technical difficulties early. On Monday, maybe I'll get a better copy of the video on Monday. Glad you guys stopped by. Hopefully have a little more to talk about, and we'll be we'll be counting down to the Cowboys and Cardinals on Monday night. If I did have to teach on Tuesday, I'd go to the game, but I got to teach on Tuesday. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Much love, big hugs to all you guys. Better tomorrow than today. Let's keep loving each other, keep being better, keep fighting on. Let's come out better in the end than we are right now. We're going to get better. We're going to get through 2020. I promise. We're going to fight through it. But I love all you guys for stopping by. And if you come by and watch the replay, good on you. Thanks for dropping by. And hopefully we'll, looking at probably shorten the content a little bit over the coming weeks, but giving you guys some little things here and there, like videos like I gave you earlier and some things like that to kind of keep us all fired up and engaged. I do want to do a revisit the kitchen segment as well on a couple of dishes, and perhaps we can get the wife to wear the GoPro and have her stream making a drink for us as well. That may be a Friday staple, it looks like. So, and then we can bring the couples cam back as well. We can do that as well. So I love you guys. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time here on the one and only. It's been duplicated and it's been improved on many times, but the virtual happy hour. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.